actually grew up in the Charlotte area. One of the few agents you're going to find on YouTube or anywhere else that actually grew up in this city. I think a spaceship took everybody. I don't know. Listen, even my high school classmates, I have no idea where these people went. I run into a few of them occasionally, but for the most part, it seems like everybody just picked up and left Charlotte. And I think I know why. Probably for the same reason that I'm going to be leaving Charlotte myself and actually moving out to the outskirts. So in this video, we're going to be talking about why I'm leaving Charlotte, North Carolina. I just can't take it anymore. So my name is Sean Gerald. I'm a local real estate agent here in Charlotte. I'm a brokerage owner. I'm an investor, Airbnb host, and I absolutely love real estate. And I love the city of Charlotte. So it's probably going to be baffling to some of you guys that I want to leave this city and leave it as fast as I can. Now, before we get to the video, listen, if you're new to the channel, guys, please go ahead and like, share, subscribe. I put out videos like this every single week, sometimes 2 times a week, sometimes 3 times a week, talking about real estate in the Charlotte market. And sometimes we give a national perspective as it relates, back more locally to the Charlotte area. Now, I talk to folks just like you every single day. So it doesn't matter if you're moving here in 9 days, 9 weeks, 9 months. I am here to serve you. And speaking of service, I was in the Marine Corps. So to all my Marines out there, to my hard chargers, thank you for your service. Listen, I'm going to salute you guys. And if you served in another branch, I'm so sorry for you, but I'm going to thank you for your service as well. And guess what? I will still help you to buy a home or relocate to the Charlotte Metro. So stay tuned. We're going to get to the video right now. As a Charlotte native, guys, I guess you can imagine, I actually love the city. And people ask me all the time, Sean, why did you come back after you moved away? Well, I left Charlotte for the first time in 1989 when I joined the U.S. Marine Corps. Desert Storm veteran, so I went away, I've traveled the world, had a lot of fun, and I came back to Charlotte in the mid-90s. And I tell you what, it was a different city than the one that I left. Charlotte used to be really, really small. And I'm not saying that it's really, really big now. But I grew up in the shadows of Uptown on the west side. I could ride my bicycle into Uptown Charlotte, and it was amazing to see. But there wasn't a lot of shops, not a lot of big buildings. Charlotte was just really a small town. And I tell you what, coming back in the mid-90s, when it was starting to really pick up in growth, and people were starting to really move to Charlotte. Some folks are moving to Atlanta, but if they didn't want to go that far south, they would stop here. Then, of course, as you know, we started blowing up. Banking has been the center of attention in this area for a long time. Then, of course, you had the Carolina Panthers that came in here in the 1990s. So Charlotte really started to take off. And today, it is a completely different city. So you may ask yourself, like, why do you want to move? Well, I want to move, guys, because it's just way too congested now. There are so many people that have moved to Charlotte, and I actually ran to the mayor to confirm this one day. At one point, we were averaging roughly 160 people a day moving to the greater Charlotte Metro. Now, listen, that's going to include the outskirts, but for a small town, a small city like Charlotte, to have that kind of rapid growth, it was absolutely insane. One of my better years in real estate, believe it or not, coming through the pandemic, because so many people like you watching YouTube videos were finding people like me, and they wanted to work with a native, of course, and they were moving to the city in droves. Well, guess what? It made for bad traffic, guys. It increased our home prices significantly. I bought my first home here in Charlotte back in 1999. Okay, it was a 4-bedroom home, 2.5 bath, just under 2,400 square feet this home was, with a 0.17 acre lot, corner lot. I got into that home for $144,000. Well, guess what? I sold that home recently just under $400,000. And all the equity came in that home really in the last 3 years, okay, right post-COVID. Home prices in Charlotte have skyrocketed. And as a matter of fact, right now, we're averaging just over 4% a year over year as it relates to home price appreciation. Now, in some parts of Charlotte, you can imagine, guys, it's much higher than that. I've heard as much as a 9% appreciation year over year, depending on where you move. Of course, Great schools are going to account for that, which we don't have a lot of great schools in the Charlotte Metro. One of the other reasons I'm going to be leaving the city limits of Charlotte and get to the outskirts where you've got fresh air, where you've got more grass. Now listen, I'm not going to tell you that growth is not moving out of the city, but home prices are way better as you get to the outskirts of Charlotte as well. As a matter of fact, I did a video here last week, some of you guys may have seen it, talking about York, South Carolina, for example. Well, in York, South Carolina, you can buy new construction homes with really nice sized lots for $300,000, okay? If you head down towards Albemarle, North Carolina, or Locust, listen, you've got folks moving down to these areas as well where you can get new construction homes for $300,000. These same homes, same builders are building in the Charlotte city limits for the same homes, same square footage, same bedrooms, same upgrades and updates. And these homes are $400,000. You know, in some cases, $500,000. In some cases, $600,000 for these homes when I can move 30 minutes outside of the city and get a much bigger, better home, quieter lifestyle, less congestion. Okay, listen, there's some crime in Charlotte, just like every other city. Less crime, just an overall better experience for me, for my family. And a lot of my friends that I grew up with here in Charlotte have moved to those places as well. So the ones that I do see and run into and still have conversations with, they tell me flat out, man, hey, it is way too expensive in Charlotte. You've got so many transplants that have moved from other places. People aren't as nice as they used to be. We're Southerners. Listen, if I see you on the street and I say hey to you and you don't speak, we got a problem, okay? You could take that back to New York. You could take that back to California. You could take that back to whatever hellhole you came from where people aren't nice to each other, because we're nice to each other here in Charlotte. So if I see you and you don't speak to me, I'm a 240-pound Marine. I'm going to have a problem with that, okay? I'm just kidding. Maybe I'm not. But guys, listen, we are friendly down here, man. So moving to the outskirts and getting out of the city where you've got congestion, you've got a lot of new people. Listen, the city's been overrun by young people now. As a matter of fact, I believe they're trying to push people like me out. I'm 53 years old. I think they're trying to push people like me out of the city, okay? Because they are building this city up for young people. Everywhere you look, there are cranes in the sky. I've got another video we're going to be coming up, man. And listen, it is entitled Thousands of Homes and More Apartments on the Way to Charlotte, guys. This article was dated, let me take a look here. This article actually came out on August the 2nd of this year, 2024. So Charlotte is changing significantly, but I'm getting out of the city because guess what? I want fresh air. I want to be able to put chickens in my yard if I want to. I want to have no HOA if I can manage that. But if I want new construction, guess what? I want to be able to buy me a brand new home for $300,000 because I can do that if I get out of the city. And guess what? I can always come back to Charlotte. Now, of course, some of the drawbacks, you're not going to have mass transportation. Some would argue that Charlotte doesn't have mass transportation, but it does. But, you know, when it comes to our rail line, for example, our trolley line, you know, it's not that great. But they are adding to that trolley line. As a matter of fact, I was just looking here a second ago. Looks like they're going to have about what it says, up to 17 new stops for our rail line. But if you'd like to go out, man, go to Crowder's Mountain, go hiking, right? You go out to Lake Norman, go out to the Catawba River, right? You just got an overall lower cost of expenses on the outskirts of Charlotte. And these areas are still growing. Listen, us Southerners get a bad rap because we like our okay? We do. Okay, we like to go hunting and things like this. So in the city, you're gonna hear shots. As a matter of fact, I got a brand new 3-story townhome, and I'm literally 10 minutes from uptown Charlotte. But occasionally, I hear shots, and some of my neighbors don't like it. But guess what, though? If I go out into the rural areas, guess what I also hear? Shots. Okay, they've got gun ranges. You've got outdoor ranges in the outskirts, right? Depending on where you go. So you may get shots in those areas as well. But I absolutely love being outside of Charlotte because I want a large lot. I want a home with no HOA. I don't want anybody telling me what I can and can't do with my yard. Now, HOAs are great, okay? Don't listen, I'm not going to rail on HOAs because they are great. They're going to help you to maintain the value of your home and that community. Well, guess what, though? I don't want a neighbor, okay? And if I do, I want, hey, neighbor! I want that neighbor to be way over there I don't want to be able to reach my hand through the window of the side of my home and be able to hand them bread or sugar or them come knock on my door because they want or need something. Now listen, I love people and I love to help, but hey, I want some privacy. I want some peace. I want some quiet, okay? This is why I am leaving the city of Charlotte, because it is just growing way too fast for me, way too fast for this country boy. So we're going to pick up, we're going to get our things, and we are going to move to one of the suburbs around Charlotte. We don't know which one just yet. Now, if you go to Concord, you got amazing schools. If you go out to Union County, you also have amazing schools out there as well. So Concord's in Cabarrus County, great schools. Union County, you got some great schools out that way. Your cities like Monroe, for example. If you go out south, okay, you're going to go down, or northwest or northeast. It doesn't matter where you go. If you get out of the city, my friends, you're going to find a much quieter, better lifestyle than being in the hustle and bustle in Charlotte, North Carolina. So I just want to share that really quick, some thoughts of mine. We were having some conversations about this today, why I want to leave out of the city. Again, for me, it is a better, quieter lifestyle for me, because in the city of Charlotte, man, it is growing significantly. You can't go anywhere in this city and find peace. For some of you, you may love that, but you can prepare to pay higher price points, higher rents, you name it. Everything in the city limits is going to be more expensive. You get outside of Charlotte, you may be able to save some money. Like some parts around Charlotte, man, are absolutely beautiful. Like if you go out towards Crowder's Mountain or go into Gaston County, for example, listen, the mountainous views are incredible, okay? Now you may come here and call them hills, but they look like mountains depending on where you are. They're amazing. Or you go out to Cramerton, for example, guys. Listen, also in Gaston County, it is beautiful. I mean, you really truly feel like you're in the mountains. But then the city of Charlotte is 20 minutes away. The airport, in some cases, depending on where you go, can be 20 minutes away. But you feel like you have completely left this city. There's some restaurants in Charlotte that make you feel like you have actually left this city. The growth has been incredible, but that's why I've got to leave. I want the scenic views. I want to see wildlife. I used to see deer in my backyard, and then they came in and cut down all the trees and are building an apartment complex right behind my new home. I don't like it. Okay, I've got to get out of the city. I want better air quality. You guys may have seen, man, I was telling you when I drove out to York, South Carolina and took that deep breath when I got out my car. It was amazing to be able to see the stars at night in the sky, okay? And you can't see those where I live right now. As a matter of fact, when I look up at the sky at night, all I see is lights. That's it, because I live so close to uptown Charlotte. Well, guess what? I want to go back to the way I used to live. I want to sit on my front porch and drink sweet tea, all right? I want to sit in my rocking chair and do that. I want to look out my front door, and I want to see deer in my yard again, okay? I want to hear the roosters, in the mornings when I get up, man. All right. I can't do that in the Charlotte city. Well, in some places in Charlotte, you actually can, but not where I live. Okay. I'm getting out of this city because I want more quiet. So overall, the Charlotte Metro is amazing. My name is Sean Gerald, guys. I'm a local agent. I'm a native Charlottean. I know this video was fast and kind of all over the place, okay, because my brain is scattered right now, man. Listen, I'm having a great day today, and I hope you guys are as well. Listen, stay tuned. We're going to put out more videos like this. If you're thinking about moving here, you call me, 704-340-3822. Sean Gerald, guys, with Lifestyle International Realty. I am here to serve you. Hope you have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.